Alright, hello and good morning. This video is going to be my personal top 5 favorite gods to play in Smite. This is not role based, this is just my 5 favorite across all roles. I haven't prepared like any slides or anything. I wanted this just to be what the first god that comes to my head of when I think of what's my fifth favorite, what's my fourth favorite. Like, obviously, this is a very opinionated video, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. But let's get right into it with my number 5 fifth favorite god is going to be Artio. Okay, Artio is a good, fun god in the solo lane and in support. Obviously, I'm quite new to Smite still, so I've not played all these seasons before, so I don't know. I can only talk on this season, season 8, and how she's been throughout the season, which obviously is quite strong because of Tyrannical Plate Helm. Before that, she was kind of a bit but then then Tyrannical Plate Helm got buffed, Ramshroud became meta for Guardians, and well, just meta in general, because that is what people want to play right now. But Tyrannical Plate Helm made Artio quite strong, gave her that early power to out lane pretty much anyone. She's very, very strong in lane, and that's definitely one of her strengths, especially against like Bellona. She really bullies Bellona. She'll bully even Osiris. She'll out pressure, just because of her pure damage and CC capability. Obviously. But then in teamfight, she obviously kind of starts falling off. She kind of becomes a setup bot, the cripple and the stun. That is her 2 main things in the teamfight, is making sure she gets value out of those. Obviously, she needs to do both the other stuff, but yeah, it's definitely like, okay, this is why I enjoy this card. It's because I'm allowing my team to do so much. And then talking on her in support, I've played her a lot less in support, but she is still very fun to play there, just because you can do so much, especially in a lane against like, I don't know, like a Rom, Cerberus, someone, 2 people that have dashes, 2 people that can get crippled. Cerberus is not the best example because he can steal your healing, but still, she's just very fun. And one of the other reasons I enjoy Artio. I've only watched SPL this season, obviously, because I've not played Smite really. I played Smite like 3 years ago, but I didn't play it. I played it for like maybe a week, and not for long enough to like be like, oh look, this is fun. So I want to say in my brain, season. Oh, I don't know what season it was, but a Raw. It was a Raw. A Raw made me really fall in love with RTO. Huge shout out to this channel called Smite. Does really good content on like Smite plays from seasons past. So I think like watching his old adapting his Immortal game. That's a really good video to watch. Or his most recent one on Raw from the Bush, I think it was. And it's just like these videos teaching me about things I would have never have known because I've only been around for a very short amount of time. However, the one play I'm specifically talking about is a Raw playing RTO. It's like a 1v4, 1v5. I can't remember which. Just him defending the Titan, and he defends the Titan. It's obviously not just him. It's also the Titan, but he does all the stuff he can, and it's really, really fun to watch him do that. But then on the because obviously she's only my 5th favorite. So well, why is she your 5th favorite? Well, obviously she falls off in damage. That's always an issue. Her dash is her main form of damage, which is also an issue because it's like you want consistent damage that isn't your dash, but you don't really have it. So you kind of And yeah, it's fun being a CC bot sometimes, but sometimes you just want to kill everyone. That's why you play. But that's why you play a god like Bellona or Osiris. You just want to walk at people and kill them. Obviously, you can do that too, but it just takes longer. And the fact that she's just very dependent on Plate Helm and the other one, Vamp Shroud, means that when they cop nerf, she's probably going to get nerfed herself, which is not great, obviously. And Also, I played in a tournament last week actually, and I had to lane against Artio as Amma. That was not fun. So she's not very fun to play against either. But I think that's enough about Artio. Shall we move on to my fourth favorite? Now, my fourth favorite is going to be Tyr. Tyr's a weird one because I've only played him for a very short amount of time. Because I used to hate him because I played him in Arena, and it was like, oh well, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just getting farmed, and I hated it. But I do that a lot with gods. I'm like, I don't like playing them because I'm getting farmed. I don't give them a chance. But Tyr, oh my word, is he fun? Because you don't die. That's just something you don't do. You don't die. You just blink onto their backline, fearless them, and hope your team kills them. That is Tyr in a nutshell. But but also here the Tyr Rex skin. Okay, it's just made me love Tyr. It's the skin. The skin more than anything has made me love Tyr. Obviously, I enjoyed Tyr before because I played it a bit more and been like, okay, this is actually quite fun. I enjoy this. I started to learn how to build him a bit better, getting Relic Dagger and Breastplate of Valor, and being like, okay, now I can actually do things. Even getting like a Wing Blade. And then it's just like, oh wait, this skin has a split personality and it's really funny. And it has quite a few skins like that, and it's really funny. And I just really enjoy his like whole character. This one's not even necessarily about the god playing him, it's about his character. I really enjoy his lore as well, obviously with Fenrir biting off his hand, and being all about justice and all that. That's interesting, because we're not just talking about the game. I know I spoke only about the game with Artio, that's because I don't really know Artio's lore. I'm not into that. I'm into like Celtic lore. I love Norse lore, I love Greek lore, I love Egyptian lore, but so Celtic, not learned enough about. That's on me, not on anyone else. But back to Tyr, he's just funny. He's just a funny god, and I know I'm saying the same thing over and over. That's just because it's really funny playing as Tyr, because you just spam taunting whilst fearlessing a Cupid into the air, and your Artemis one-shotting him. It's great. But he also does a lot of damage, especially with like a Sunder. Even though people build him with Bluestone, I love building Sunder on him. I just love building Sunder in general. It's one of my favorite items. Sorry, yawning. I don't know why. Always when I press record on these, I turn into a yawner. It's a bit like a sauna for yawning, I guess. But he can carry fights as well. And the other thing about Tyr is, because he's got so much sustain, is he can lead people around the map for about 14 hours. So if you lose a fire giant fight, just walk at them, make them think, oh, we can kill this guy, and then just walk around the map, and then they wasted their entire fire giant on you. It's great. Then obviously there are drawbacks to Tyr, like his ult's a bit, his mana sustain is a bit, and he's like very reliant on Fearless. If you miss Fearless, he's also very predictable as well, especially when you play against him and you play Tyr. It's like, well, I know you're going to Fearless me, obviously. Why else would you be walking at me in a straight line trying to line up an ability? And he does struggle against like gods like Artio. He will struggle. Ares, he'll struggle. He's not great in the meta right now, but he's just fun. And I'm not necessarily doing meta picks. I wouldn't say Artio is like super meta, but she's definitely playable. And so is Tyr. Tyr is just a fun god with a funny character and a fun lore. Well, not fun lore, but like a interesting lore. It's not fun lore. Getting your hand bitten off is not fun. At least I don't think it is. Maybe I should try it sometime. But that is really all for Tyr. I mean, there's also things like I was like watching Dimmy play Tyr in videos and just find okay playing Tyr. I mean, these Julio playing Tyr. Yeah, I mean, a bit with his being banned, but it's still he was a good Tyr. But let's move on to number 3, and this actually links quite nicely with number 4 because it's Fenrir. I don't even have the skin with a top hat, but that's probably his best skin. But we got Fenrir, and I gotta say, Fenrir is a boy. He is so fun to play because you can just do so much. You can play him so differently as well. You can play him full tank, full DPS, whichever way you like. Full tank, not full tank, but like bit tankies. What's good right now? You're gonna get Pridwin. But oh boy, does he hurt! I don't know why I'm yawning so much, man. I'm not tired. Anyway, Fenrir he's just so fun. So Brutalize, one of my favorite abilities in the game. Not to have against me though, because it's so annoying to get off you. But playing as him is great. Well, like his passive is actually really nice. It's really easy to understand, but really nice. Like, getting the stun on the runes on your jump is really nice, and playing for your jump stun is also really interesting because it's kind of like, oh wait, I can't jump here because I have runes. I need to save them. But then if I don't jump here, I'm probably dead. It's like it's a little mind trick I play on myself. It's like, can I sacrifice the runes? Yes, obviously, because it's only 5 auto attacks or like 2 casts of my 2 and then an auto attack. It's like, it's not that much, it's not that deep, but my brain does not allow me to do it. But that's enough about his passive and Brutalize. I mean, his ult is amazingly fun to use. You're just picking someone up and going, hey team, kill them. If not, I'll do it myself with Brutalize, but still. And then skins. I love the Ragnarok skin. I love the oh, I don't know the name of the skin, but it's the one with the top hat. It's Fenrir with a top hat. Everyone knows that skin. Even Heroic Husky is a good skin. Even his base skin I like. And I also love his voice back. I love the growly nature of it. There is no one I enjoy spam taunting as more than Fenrir. And yes, I am a toxic player who spam taunts. Well, I don't even do it to taunt the enemy. I just like listening to it. And then I play support Fenrir, and I'm enjoying myself even more because I just know that I'm doing a load of damage and they can't kill me. Whereas I also love watching PPM play it in SPL. But whereas in the jungle, I kind of feel a bit like, yeah, I can kill them, but I'm also gonna die a lot, which is how I am in jungle because I don't know how to play it. I'm just trading like 1 for 1 and 1 for 2 and trying to just get away with doing that constantly. But I'm really bad at explaining Fenrir for some reason. Even though I love the god design. I like him being a wolf man rather than just a wolf, because that's what he is depicted as in other games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where he was just a big ass wolf. But unfortunately, he does have some drawbacks. The first one being he's banned a lot. He's kind of like the ability-based assassin that's currently getting banned over like Set or Tsukiyomi. You're getting a lot of Fenrir bans just because he's so versatile and so good. And he's kind of, yeah, he's still good in support, but I think boots kind of hurt him a little bit. So he kind of struggles with the lack of boots. But another but, I don't know, I'm manning so many buts. He's still super fun, even in solo he's super fun, and you can definitely get away with playing him there. I just think there's not a lot of gods better than Fenrir in his roles, and he's just super fun to play, super enjoyable, and there's only like really like he's I think that I don't really dislike that much about Fenrir. It's just I like other things about other characters more, and that's why he's third. Oh, and another thing, adapting on Fenrir in season 4, was it? Oh boy, he was saucy. That was crazy. But let's move on to number 2. Now, if you watch this channel, let me yawn before I do this, because for some reason I'm yawning again. If you watch the channel for any amount of time, you will know my top 2. Well, which one's coming second, I hear you ask? Well, it's the boy, Colin. My favourite solo pick. My favourite god that isn't the other one. My favourite. Just my favourite. I just love everything about him. See, I feel like Colin, in a way, you kind of get attracted to gods that fit your personality. I'm someone that suffers a lot with anger. And, well, this whole thing's about anger. So, his kit kind of, because of that, kind of makes sense to me, and I'm like, okay, venting anger, yeah, I understand this. And when you learn to learn how to vent his rage, manage his rage, he's so fun to play because you can just enrage at the perfect times and swing a team fight by yourself. You can 1v4 as Benji once did. On a United, you can, and that United Benji skin is probably my favorite skin in the game. And I just love him. And he's got such a fun laning phase, such a fun team fight phase, such a fun game. Like, he's always fun. The only time I'm not having fun is when I'm like 4 levels down, but it's so rare that happens because Cullen is so strong all the time. He's never a bad pick. Always a strong pick, and he's just so fun. Like, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to pick a god like Odin, where, yeah, he's grown on me quite a lot, but he's not as fun as Cullen. Or he's not as fun as, like a Sun Wukong. But he's still fun in his own right. But, like, Cullen is just always fun. He just does so much damage, is so tanky, is so versatile, has so much CC, and just like does so much for your team. He just single-handedly can carry games so easily. It's insane, and I love him. My one drawback is when you die, you lose your rage. I guess that's not even a big drawback. Actually, my one thing would actually be he doesn't translate well to other roles. Like, you can play him in jungle, and you can play him in support, but he's not going to be like, outstanding in either of them. He's going to be just, yeah, okay, he's there. Because he's still going to be basically a solo laner in both those. So it's kind of like, yeah, he's okay, but he's not the best. Doesn't fulfill the role properly. But you can definitely get away with it. But even still, I just think I don't need to play him in other roles. I can just play him in solo and enjoy my life, And that, at the end of the day, is the most important thing, is enjoying yourself, having fun, and winning. And Kokomo does that. So, yeah. Let's talk about my number one god, shall we? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Hold on, let me see. Is my phone saying shall we do it? Yep, we're doing it. I wish I had like a little thing I could show you to say who it is, but do I have anything that I can use as a prop? Not really. I mean, this dragon, is this going to do it? No, that's not going to be useful. What can I use? It's not a dragon. Actually, shall I bait you out even more and do honourable mentions? We're going to do our honourable mentions. Thank you for reminding me of Jormungandr somehow, dragon. But because of his face, I guess. I don't know. But Yorm is definitely going to be an honourable mention here. I just haven't played him enough recently to be able to put him comfortably in my top 5. Cerberus, always a fun god. Always going to join. Apwash? No, not Apwash. He's not even on my list. Come on. Sun Wukong is always a fun god just to play in solo because he does so much damage. However, he kind of right now it doesn't really do that well for that. Anher, Heim, I'm honestly surprised Heim's not on my list because of how much I play Heim, but yeah, Heim's not on my list. Is there anyone else in like jungle? I mean, Osiris, Bellona can probably get honorable mentions. There's a lot of gods. I enjoy a lot of gods. I'm not just like these five are very much contentious and can change at any point. If I'm having a good day of Heim, Heim will probably be in my top five. If I'm having a good day of I don't know, Bellona, I'm probably gonna put her in my top five. It's just these are very interchangeable, you know. Maybe should have been a top 10 because that would have probably been a bit more like, oh yeah, these, and then there'd be like two honorable mentions. Is there anyone else off the top of my head that I really want to put in? Kainos, I do really enjoy Kainos as well. Put him in. Any mids that I really, really want to put in? I mean, maybe Yanis, just with his global presence, that would be definitely up there. Any other solo laners? I'm probably missing one. Not going to put Hercules. Gilgamesh, always a fun god. Don't know if he'd be in my top 5 though. So those are going to be my honorable mentions. Real quick, zero explanation really about them, but those are going to be it. And we're going to move on to my number 1. I lied. He is in my list. Of course he fucking is. It's Albuash. I mean, he's like one of the worst gods in the game right now. He has been for ages. He's a god that always seems to be either top tier or like unplayable. There seems to be no in between with Albuash, from what I have seen. But Mr. Underscore Blitz is who you have to blame for my favourite god. He introduced me to the way of playing Upwash solo, and just playing Upwash in general, and I just enjoyed myself way too much to ever stop playing it, because Upwash does something in my head, and I don't know what it is. He just makes me go, oh, this is really fun! He's just a god that I enjoy myself on. Playing him in solo, I'm not having any. There's no god I've had more fun on playing in solo than Upwash. Even Kukulin doesn't compare. You know, Upwash is shite. You know, he's bottom tier, but I still love playing him. He's just so fun to play. And Dardes, you picked it last night, and I love you for it, even if it wasn't necessarily the best pick. He's just so fun. He's just so fun. He's just so fun. He's the only mage I enjoy playing, and he's the only mage I've even got close to Mastery 10. Like, Yanis is like Mastery 4. He's Mastery 9. And that's the levels here. Because the thing is about Alpash is he kind of fulfills very specific roles, which is long-range damage and anti-heal. And zonal pressure as well, because of his ult and also his whole kit, to be fair. So, Upwash as a god is very simply kind of like I'm trying to think of who he's like, but there's no one else he's really like. But he's just so fun. I was maybe trying to think of an Overwatch character because I've played a lot of Overwatch, but I couldn't really think of anyone. Maybe like an Ana, you know. But that's like, she's a healer, but she does provide anti-heal from long range. But anyway, so he just does so much damage. Even in solo, I'm building him quite tanky in solo. I'm building like Tyrannical Plate Helm, and that's about it. Vamp Shroud, but then I'll get like a Spear of the Magus, you know, more supportive damage item. Maybe a Soul Gem, maybe a Pythagoras, depending on my team comp. And all this and all that, and it's like he still somehow manages to be tanky, especially in the early game, despite the fact I'm not building him tanky. And he just provides unfortunately a different kind of frontliner. He doesn't provide you with a frontliney tank, but he provides you with the same thing that a frontline does, which is zonal pressure, because of his ult and his damage. But the main issue with Upwash is his body gets stuck on walls so easily that you can, especially in jungle, around like objectives, you're going to struggle to fight. And that's his big flaw. And that's why he struggles at being a solo laner. Because obviously if you're playing mid, you're going to focus on the objective. That's how it works. But he just plops his ult down and he hopes that's enough half the time. And his passive is also really fun. Just picking up bodies and throwing bodies at people in general is quite fun. Gem of Isolation is also kind of needed on Aplash, which is an item that's kind of fell off a little bit, so that's why it's also hard to play Aplash. It's kind of the same for Yorm. Gem of Isolation was really great for them, and now it's kind of yeah. But Aplash is the channel mascot for a reason. He's just the most fun god in the game, in my humble opinion. When he becomes meta, I'm sure I'll change my mind, because that's how I seem to do these things. I was playing Wrecking Ball for the longest time, came meta, I stopped playing him. Reinhardt, same. Sigma, same. So when they're not meta, I just love playing them. But when as soon as they're meta, fuck that. But if a fresh meta ever becomes meta in solo, I'll be playing him. Deathwalker, I love you for playing Aplash in the solo lane. Also the Ares really inspired me to do wacky things, and I love you for it. You are an inspiration to all us aspiring solo laners. But that has been it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe and all that stuff that I ask you every video. I might have already done it at the start of this video. I don't remember. That was 10 minutes ago. It's too long ago for me to remember. But that has been it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit different today. But peace.